Join us, inshallah. We'll start right now on the seerah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. One of the most blessed sessions is sessions that involve al-kalam ala nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam wa hayatihi wa ahwalihi wa ma marra bihi. I really don't think that there is anything that should make the person busy to spend maybe 30, 40 minutes listening about the life of Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Even if you know it inside out, it will be more reward and ajr for us, better than anything else that we can get busy with. Barakallahu fi. How do I exit this mode, brother Zakir? How do you exit the mode, the present mode? Is it this one? Is brother Zakir around? How do you exit the presentation mode? Exit, escape, delete, nothing. He said F11? Huh. Doesn't escape. You want to get out of it? بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد خير خلقي وسيد رسلي وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. We're not going to review everything we covered so far, but we will just get to where, or pick it up from where we stopped last time. Where did we stop last time with the life of Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Are we live, brother Zakir? Bismillah. Are we live, brother Zakir? Live? Yeah, where did we stop last time, brothers and sisters? Yes. Some of the Muslims were given permission after a lot of challenges and persecution in Mecca. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he can be protected with his family to a level, to a limit. But other people are weak, they don't have families, or they are from weak families. And he see them being persecuted day and night. Some of them are being killed. He gave permission for some of them to go to Al-Habasha, Abyssinia. And he said there is a king that no one, لا يظلم عنده أحد. No dhulm is allowed with this king. He was Christian. Later on he will accept Islam, subhanallah. He gave permission to the Sahaba to move to this the land of this king, which is Ethiopia or Abyssinia, and they started going towards that. The first one was Uthman ibn Affan and his family, Ruqayya, the daughter of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was one of the first people to do that. Abu Hudhayfa, Ibn Utbah and his wife Suhayla, Ja'far, few Muslims, one after the other, started going towards Al-Habasha to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala freely there. Salama and Abu Salama, we mentioned those were another family that joined them in there. So, knowing that now Quraysh, they saw Muslims are escaping and having freedom elsewhere, they were not happy with that. They decided to send 2 delegates to get those Muslims back. They sent Amr ibn al-As and Abdullah ibn Abi Rabi'ah. Amr ibn al-As in specific, he knew al-Najashi, which is the title of the king. He knew him from before. Some relations are there. They decided to send Amr ibn al-As to talk to al-Najashi and try to bring them back. Amr ibn al-As came to him and he said, those people فارقوا ديننا ولم يدخلوا في دينك. These people abandoned our religion and the religion of their families, and they did not enter into your deen. They did not become Christians like you. They did not follow any of the deens that we know of. They brought deen ibtada'u. They invented a totally new religion and they just decided to follow. He's basically demonizing the Muslims. And he said, وَلَمْ يَكُنْ شيء أبغض إلى عمرو ibn al-As من أن يسمعهم النجاشي. He tried his best to make his case and to try to convince the king before he listens to them. Nothing was more horrible or not acceptable to Amr ibn al-As than a Najashi listening to them. He tried to make a Najashi hasten to make a decision or say something or kick them out before he hears, because if they know if they hear him, that actually this strategy, Islamophobia early on, that's Islamophobia. They said what? لا تسمعوا لهذا القرآن والغوا فيه. Do not listen to this Quran, make laghu. Try to make noise, don't allow Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to speak the Quran out loud. That's what a lot of people nowadays, Sirah can relate to our life. They are not allowing people to even listen. They don't usually invite Muslims. The voice of Muslims is not there. If you want to be fair, just listen. And Najashi was fair. And he said, ما كنت لأسلمهم إليكم قبل أن أسمع إليهم. I am not that kind of a person who would just take it from you, give him back to you without at least listening to them. I need to listen to them. That's a fair person. That's why Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam sent them to that person. قال, and what did they do before they come? Islamophobia too. A lot of money. So they brought a lot of gold with them before they speak. Amr ibn al-As and the other one. They brought a lot of gifts, a lot of gold from the land of Arabia. They made sure to give to al-Batariqa, those Hashiyah, the people around the king. The king is there, and usually all of these patriarchs and leaders and religiously, they made sure to give everybody generous gift from before. So they would confirm what they say. And they were confirming everything. Amr ibn al-As said, oh, they invented a new, they said, yes, that's right. You're not supposed to do that. Because they got, and they also give a huge amount of gold and a gift to this king before they make their case. But he decided to listen to them. He told them, I am not going to give them to you before I call them and I hear from them. He called them, those Muslims who have been living in his land, and he started talking to them. He said, those are people who choose me, choose to be in my land, and I have to listen to them. I'm not going to, give them up like that. So subhanAllah, that's a very good example from that just ruler. Ja'far is the one who talked. Ja'far is the uncle of the Prophet ﷺ, Ibn Abi Talib, or the cousin of the Prophet ﷺ. Ja'far ibn Abdul Muttalib, actually he's the uncle of the Prophet ﷺ, and he was the one to speak. If you are in place of Ja'far, so that's a very sensitive, he will make the case of the Muslims, and that whatever he will speak, if he convinces a Najashi, the Muslims, 70 or 80 of them will be safe. If he did not make his case, what would happen? Those people would most likely lose their life. Sometimes you will be the representative of Islam where you are. The decision that you will make, or the word that you will say, or the action you will do is going to make life or death, or make the Islam go to somebody, or that person hates Islam forever. That was the case of Ja'far ibn Abi Talib. Listen to what Ja'far said. قال أيها الملك, Your Excellency, King. كنا أهل جاهلية. We used to be a people of ignorance, جاهلية. نعبد الأصنام. We worship the stones. نأتي الفواحش. We commit all kinds of indecencies. نسيء الجوار. We were so bad to our neighbors. We're bad neighbors. نأكل الميت. نقطع الأرحام. يأكل القوي منا الضعيف. We eat the dead. The strong will swipe out the weak. We were people of نقطع الأرحام. We don't really keep the relationship of kith and kin. فكنا على ذلك حتى بعث الله إلينا رسولا منا. And we were like that until Allah sent a messenger from us, that we know him, we know his lineage, we know his akhlaq, his characteristics. All of us know him. فأمرنا بصدق الحديث. And he ordered us to be truthful when we speak. وأداء الأمانة. To be honest, to fulfill our trusts. صلة الرحم. To fulfill be good to our kith and kin, to the blood relations. وحسن الجوار. To be good neighbors. والكف عن المحارم والدماء. To refrain from violating the rights of others and bloodshed and kill and all of that. ونهانا عن الفواحش وقول الزور. And he forbade us to be involved in saying any indecency or any false talks. وأكل مال اليتيم. Consuming the property of the orphans, وقذف المحصنات, and to slander the women. وأمرنا أن نعبد الله, and he ordered us, commanded us to worship Allah alone, ولا نشرك به شيئا, and do not associate anybody in ibadah with Allah. وأمرنا بالصلاة والزكاة والصيام. There was no hajj yet, and he ordered us to make salah, zakah, and siyam. فصدقنا وآمنا به. We believed in him, and we really had faith in what he's bringing us. واتبعنا, and we followed him. فعدا علينا قومنا, and our people did not like that. They started persecuting us. They started punishing us. وفتنونا في ديننا ليردونا إلى عبادة الأصنام. They caused all kinds of fitna to us to take us back to worship idols and worship stones. ونستحل ما كنا نستحل من الخبائث. Do all the evils that we used to do. That's what they wanted us to get back to. فلما فلما قهرونا وظلمونا, when they oppressed us and committed a lot of dhulm to us, follow with him. Imagine yourself in place of a Najashi. When they did all of that to us, we thought وحالوا بيننا وبين ديننا, they did not allow us to even practice our religion, which orders all of these good things. Then we chose to come to your lands, which we know it's a land of justice and land of peace. We chose to come to you. على من سواك ورغبنا في جوارك. We prefer to be with you over any other place, any other king, and we wanted to be safe next to you. ورجونا ألا نظلم عندك أيها الملك. And we hoped that we will not be wronged with you, oppressed with you, just as we were at our land, my dear king, or your excellency. See how he made his case, subhanallah. He made it so convincing, so much so that the Najashi قال هل معك مما جاء به من شيء. Do you have anything that this prophet brought, any wahi, anything to recite? One riwayah mentioned that he recited this right away. The other riwayah mentioned that Amr ibn al-As used this as another card later on to tell the king that next day he told him, you know what? They are saying قولا عظيما. They say so bad words in your faith, in Jesus, the one that you believe in. In both cases, the king either right away he told him, what do you believe? How do you believe in Jesus? Can you recite something? Ja'far picked up the ayat that would relate to the person. This is the da'wah in here. This is the usul al-da'wah. You should know what you're talking and who are you talking to and what message. This is the Christian king, and now they are saying you make so much stuff against Isa. What do you say? He said, I say what my prophet taught us, what he brought from Allah. He started reciting Surah Kaf, Ha, Ya, Ayin, Sad, Surah Maryam. Amazing. They say he is abd. Initially, Amr said, oh, they say about Jesus, he is a slave, he is this, he is that. But in reality, he is the abd of Allah, the servant of Allah. Ruhullah, Kalimatullah, the spirit of Allah, the word of Allah. That's what the ayat mentioned. Hearing that, he started crying. He said, he was crying, the king, and he said, Inna hadha, this and what Isa alayhi salam brought are coming from the same source, I swear. He started crying. And then the people around him, they are now obviously they started saying, Yankhurun, they made some noise in between them. He said, Wa inna khartum, this is the truth. What they are bringing is the truth. Go, you are free in my land. You can worship. And before that, he lost his kingdom, and it was Allah out of his bounty that he brought his kingdom back. He said, when God gave me back my kingdom, he did not accept, I did not bribe him. He does not accept bribery. Now, I would not take your bribery to give you those people who say they worship this God. Go away. I'm not going to give them to you. You go worship freely in my land. This is how, subhanAllah, the Muslims started worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the land of Al-Najashi, free from any dhulm, free from any persecution. Now let's get back to, we talked a little bit about Islam, Sayyidina Umar radiyallahu anhu. This is mainly based on Mukhtasar al-Sirah al-Nabawiyya and a couple of other books that I get it to you guys. I thought to maybe share it with you. So moving forward, after Al-Habasha, they stayed there for a little bit, And then there was one ayah that was revealed as a Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam one day. Quran is so impressive. When they hear it, even mushrikun, when they heard the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam reciting Surah Al-Najm, and it ends with أزفت الآزفة ليس لها من دون الله كاشفة أفمن هذا الحديث تعجبون وتضحكون ولا تبكون وأنتم سامدون فاسجدوا. The meaning of these ayahs are so strong. How come you laugh and you joke when you hear something like this? The Quran, sujudu, basically Allah told them, make sujood. They made sujood, not only the Muslims, even the non-Muslim made sujood. And then the rumors, by the time it came to Al-Habasha, they heard that, oh, all Mecca are Muslims now. Many of them started coming back to Mecca thinking that Mecca is now like accepted Islam, which was not true. Many of them had to go back again for the second time. At this time, Hamza accepted Islam. We shared that last time. Umar ibn al-Khattab also accepted Islam a little bit after that. And I wanted to talk about this a little bit, not mainly about Umar. We know that he heard one day he took his sword. He's going out somewhere. Somebody asked him, where are you going, Umar? He said, I'm going to handle this Sabit, calling Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this apostate, this person who changed our religion, and he makes separation between us. And he started saying bad words. He said, why do you care much about Muhammad? Why didn't you care about your own people, your own family? He said, what do you mean? What? He said, your sister, she accepted Islam. He came to his sister Fatima bint al-Khattab, her husband. What's the name of her husband? Again? Sa'id ibn Zayd. Go check them. He went, Sa'id ibn Zayd, at home, his sister Fatima, and Khabbab ibn al-Arat is at home teaching them Quran. Teaching them Quran. When he heard Umar radiallahu anhu coming, Khabbab, he's a weak person. He hid himself, he was hiding. And then Fatima Umar came, he said, what's going on? What is it that I heard? He heard them reciting Quran. What is Haynama? What is this noise that I heard? He said, no, nothing. And then he started taking it tough to her husband. It was Fatima who stood up. He said, yes, it is Quran. We believe. He hit her, as we mentioned before, as she started bleeding. He started getting like cooling down a little bit and softening a little bit. And he said, what is this Quran? Can you show it to me? He said, you are impure. Go take shower and I will show it to you. He took shower, and then she showed him Quran. طه ما أنزلنا عليك القرآن لتشقى. That was the moment for Umar. He left to Sa'id ibn al-As, and Khabbab now came out from where he was hiding in Makhda, in a storage or a place. So he said, oh my God, it looks like the da'wah, the dua that I heard from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is coming to you, because I heard the message of Allah saying, oh Allah, make Islam strong with either one of the two Amrs or Umars. Amr ibn Abi al-Hakam, this is the name of Abu Jahl, or Umar ibn al-Khattab. And now I see you leaning. I think this is the dua for the Prophet to you. He said, show me where they are. He took him to where the Muslims at. Where were the Muslims? Which house? Al-Arqam ibn Abi al-Arqam. This is where I want to stop for a little bit. What are the Muslims doing there? The Prophet ﷺ got the Muslims in a close, in a safe place, away from all the noise of Mecca. He chose the place of this young person, 14, 15, maybe 16 years old, away. Everybody would think it should be with Abu Bakr's house, should be in Muhammad's house, Abu Talib's. No, it was far away from somebody who was far. 3 years, for 3 years or more, secretly the Muslims were there. What is the topic that they are studying there? How many topics? One topic, which is Quran. Nothing else but Quran. And that's point number one. We need, if we want to really get closer to Allah, the ayah puts it together. وَاصْبِرْ نَفْسَكَ مَعَ الَّذِينَ يَدْعُونَ رَبَّهُمْ بِالْغَدَاةِ وَالْعَشِيِّ يُرِيدُونَ وَجْهَهُ. Put yourself, be patient. Put yourself patiently where? With those who remember and mention the name of their Lord. بِالْغَدَاةِ وَالْعَشِيِّ. In the morning and in the afternoon. In the first part of the day, the second part of the day. يُرِيدُونَ وَجْهَهُ. Seeking His face. وَلَا تَعْدُ عَيْنَاكَ عَنْهُمْ. What do we learn from this ayah? That's actually what Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam did. He is bringing all of these people who sincerely accepted Islam, patiently listening ayah after ayah, learning about their deen. مع الذين بالغداة والعشي, continuously learning about Islam. These things here and there. We think one post here, one workshop here. No, you need to really put some time and some effort to learn more about this deen, about this Quran. You need to be patient. You need to be with those who study. You need to be with those who are trying to be serious about it. Doing that only sincerely for Allah. يُرِيدُونَ وَجْهَهُ. That's exactly what he did, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. A few young people, some of them were old, but mostly young, learning one ayah that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam got today. And they were so sincere in their heart. This is the generation with sincerity and purity to Allah, that they will change the whole dunya. They will change the life of everybody else. 50 years after that, the whole Arabia, the whole Persia, and the whole Roman area, Egypt, Syria, Iran nowadays, they will be Muslims. And the whole world, the light will begin there. So that's what we need, my brothers and sisters. This is the recipe for success and to be truly Muslims. Sincerity in our heart, full listening to the wahi. Nowadays, you have to convince and keep convincing an opinion, another opinion. The ayah says that. The Muslims are there. Does Allah say that? Let's do it. Let's do salah outside. I will be the first one to read Quran outside. That's Islam. Submission to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One group, focused, sincere for the sake of Allah. That's what we read in there. Back to the Umar radiallahu anhu getting to the house. Everybody heard Umar as he was getting closer, and they were shaking. And then, oh my God, that's Umar. Hamza said, no worries. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, open the door for her. Actually, let me go. And he opened the door for Umar, and everybody's there inside. فَأَخَذَ بِحُجُزِ ثِيَابِهِ. He took him by his clothes. And in some narrations, he held him up. Is it not yet time for you, Umar? Is it not time for you to accept Islam? Umar is a strong person. He understands the language of strength. And that's what the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam is telling him. So he told him, ما جاء بك ابن الخطاب فوالله ما أرى أن تنتهي حتى ينزل الله بك قارعة. Are you not going to stop that, son of Al-Khattab, or else Allah will punish you? Umar radiallahu anhu قال يا رسول الله جئتك لأؤمن بالله ورسوله. I'm coming to accept, to be a Muslim, to believe in Allah and His Messenger. Hearing that, the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam kabbar, said Allahu Akbar. The Sahaba inside heard the takbir and they were so happy. Now Hamza is there and Umar is being added to the crew. Subhanallah. We also look at the role of the masjid. There was no official masjid, but this was the place where they pray together. Until nowadays, there is no success, no way to Allah. Believe me, no way to Allah outside the masjid. Because the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he could have taught them salah, go pray. They are under pressure. It's very serious. If they see you praying, they will kill you. Probably you will lose your life. However, you still have to come to this land, to this house, and pray as a group and behave as a group. That's the importance of the masjid. This is the heart of any community, the heart of the ummah in general. Subhanallah, you see this, all Mecca time was doing what? And Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the Sahaba, they were doing what? There was almost no tashri', no legislation. Zakah is almost not, it was there, but Hajj is not there. Salah was minimally there. It's all tarbiyah. It's all building up. It's all aqeedah. What's in your faith? What is the software inside of you? What motivates you? What moves you? That's the time that the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam was taken in Mecca, more than the time in Medina, to build in this generation. Very few in number, but they will change the world afterwards. That's why we have to change our mindset from inside. That's the aqeedah. Aqeedah is the mindset. What moves you? What makes you wake up in the every day and go to do this or that? Is it this or that? That's what you're moving for. That's what you are set for. And actually, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam was building. I'm quoting the Kalimat Salabi, one of the historians from Libya, mashallah alayhi. He said he was building only the human being at this time, and Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam was investing in building the person, the man, the humanity, the person, because the person will make the civilization later on. Now we focus on buildings, we may focus in technology, all of these are good, but unless we build and invest in the human being, in the kids, in the children, invest in them, connecting them to Allah and nothing else. That's what the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam did. We're not doing anything. That's what he did. He connected them to Allah, and now you see them. Look at any one of them. Look at Ja'far. How long did he study? How much ilm that he had when he went to Al-Habasha, and he's speaking like a giant, Subhanallah, because he learned it. This is where we are. This is what he taught us. This is what we were. This is where we at right now. We listened to one of the graduates. Rib'i ibn Amir is speaking to the Persian king. Almost the same thing. So these are the graduates of the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He built the most important factor in any civilization, which is the human being. The human being. That's what we need to invest. طيب صلوا على النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. Now, seeing all of that, Muslims are getting stronger. They are now taking the word outside of Arabia. They are freely elsewhere. More and more people get to know about it. We need to do something about it. Quraysh got together and they thought we need to agree that we boycott those people. Any Muslim and anybody who is with them, boycott them completely. Gaza style, astaghfirullah. But no bombing. There was no bombing back then. Total boycott. Nowadays, I myself am weak to even boycotting those who are, subhanallah, it becomes hard. They totally agreed. We don't sell to any Muslim. We don't buy from them. We're not going to marry from them. We're not going to give them our daughters to marry from. We don't have anything to do with them. Don't give them anything. حاصروهم في شعب Abu Talib. They put them in one corner, in one area. That's it. And they wrote down this agreement, starting with what? Bismika Allahum. In the name of you, O God. Right? We have all of these resolutions of the United Nations, human rights. And under all of these good banners, you see Muslims are being killed and humans are being killed everywhere. So in your name, oh God, what? We do 1, 2, 3. So they did that for 3 years. 3 years. Until it was so tough and so hard that even during that time or shortly after that, Abu Talib himself passed away and Khadija radiallahu anha passed away shortly after that. Muslims they had to eat the leaves of the trees. It's trees in the thorns basically, and many of them died and suffered from that until finally a few people of those with common sense, they said, how come we allow this to happen to those? They were still family members. Subhanallah, even the family of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Banu Hashim, Banu Muttalib, all of them, even though many of them were not Muslims, they allied with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, except for one again. And so that's why Allah, pointed him out from everybody else to have a surah to, curse him and his wife, Abu Lahab. So everybody is with Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, including if it's not for his deen, it's because of our relationship with him, being one family, except Abu Lahab. He's always by himself. His wife also used to put the thorns in the way of the Prophet. That's why Allah said, تَبَّتْ يَدَ أَبِي لَهَبٍ وَتَبْ مَا أَغْنَى عَنْهُ سَيَصْلَى نَارًا ذَاتَ لَهَبٍ وَامْرَأَتُهُ. Him and his wife, they will be in fire because of what they have done. Until finally they decided that this is not fair. A few of them, they started, sneaking to them some food here and there. They get a camel full of food and then put it this way and then let it go until they finally agreed that shouldn't continue. They announced it one day and they said, no, we have to undo this. 3 years continuously. And the Muslims, subhanAllah, maybe at this time, what are the Muslims thinking? That's, when we are tested, why me? Why every time? I love Allah. I accepted Islam. I'm praying. I'm a good person. Why something like this happened to me? We're here to be tested in life. What did these people do? They believed in Allah. Many of them had to leave their own families. They had to go through all of that. No food. Ya Allah, we believe in you. I pray, I cry to you at night. But no food is coming to me. This is the test. How long can you take it? That's the test. They were true. And finally, they will be leaders. Even in dunya, they will be, some of them, if Allah decides, some of them passed away before Islam is successful. But many of them, they become amirs. They have a lot of money afterwards. But they were true. At this time, even though I'm sure that a wife asked her husband that question, how long are we going to be like that? Why does Allah abandon us? Why? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will test to see who is strong enough, who is sincere enough, and that's going to be not only for them, for us as well. So finally, they decided to undo this. They went to Al-Kaaba. They hang it inside the Kaaba. They went to check. They find Al-Arada, termite or some kind of ants, ate it up all except for the title, Bismika Allahumma, in your name, O God. That's the only part that was left in there. They did it. But coming out after that, you would think everything will be easy. No. They decided to go to Abu Talib, and they told him, you have seen what your son or nephew has been doing. We need to really come to the end of that. It was Abu Talib was dying, and they were telling him, we don't know how long you're staying with us. We need to come to a conclusion in here, and we need to do something. But the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is showing so much strength that there's no compromising. This is the way. And he was telling them, this is the king, this is for you. This is for you. I'm offering you this. If it is going to be successful and everybody will be under your feet, just accept it. They refused. And Abu Talib was, subhanAllah, so close. So close. He's dying. And he said, yeah, one word, say it. أستحل لك بها الشفاعة. So I can just intercede for you. Kalima, one word. And subhanAllah, everything in his life would say that he's a good Muslim, minus, praying and believing and saying the word. But that would not make him a Muslim. He did not surrender. He did not submit. He said, he basically told the Prophet ﷺ, I don't want to say it because that will be bad even in your record. That, oh, now your uncle, as he was dying, he's now getting weaker and he just said it for you. I don't want this to happen. No, I die on my way and the way of my parents. Now, it's not our business. Sometimes we have people, especially those who accepted Islam, and they want for their father or mother or closest people to accept Islam. This is not in our hand. We're all here as individuals. Yes, we're part of families, but these families will break and we all die and go to Allah individual and report to Him individual. So faith or not faith, this is individual decision that we should make. We can always help guide or help others, but we should really, whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chooses for anybody, that's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chooses. What would happen after that? Abu Talib passes away, and Khadija radiallahu anha, very close to that, will also pass away. What would happen after that? That's what we will get to next time, inshallah, to see the last period of the Mecca time and how, what kind of challenges the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam went through and Muslims, and then everything will change by Hijrah to Al-Madinah. Do we have any comments or questions so far, if any? A valley in Abu Talib. It's called Shi'b Abu Talib. It's a place by that name. They all gathered in there, and the other people decided to not do any business with them. For the boycott? Sahifa. It's called Sahifa. Sahifa is like the scroll or the paper that they sign. But I'm not aware of if you refer to a specific thing. I don't know exactly the number, but at this time Muslims were not like huge in number at all. It was like 30 or 40 at the time Umar accepted Islam. Umar was in the 30s or in the 40s by the time he accepted Islam, around year 5 or so. And then that was a couple of years after that. So there was not that many people. At the time of Al-Habasha also there was 70 to 80, 82, around 82 they were in Al-Habasha. But then you're talking maybe 100 people, maybe less than 100. But Islam at this time started growing. Other people in other places started getting to know about Islam. Hisham, who started this. It was all because of one person, subhanallah. He was not a Muslim, but he started thinking again, right? Thinking, with common sense. And again, that history is being repeated. Wallahi, I hear. Did you watch this video the other day with two people? The lady was speaking. She said, I am whatever the name was, 90, and her husband is 95, living in a hospice or something, speaking very difficult way. Non-Muslims, Americans, white Americans. And they said, we are skipping one meal today in solidarity with the people in Gaza. I did not do it. I did not skip a meal one day. I did Siyam, yes, but I did not skip a meal for the people of Gaza. I'm not saying that we have to do, but there are people who do not even share our faith. but they share humanity and they speak up or they do something, that's somebody who did not. And I don't say that to criticize Muslim. I'm just saying that, it was this thing that moved that person, humanity that moved that person. He basically, and he was talking to, he said, some of these people are your paternal or maternal uncles related to us. How come we eat and we enjoy things and we know they are dying there? That should not happen. He started getting the public opinion. He got, basically, it has a story behind. He talked to one person. He said, what can we do? We just two. He said, we can talk to another person. They got five people. And he said, yeah, that makes sense. Al-Bukhturi, this Hisham, another person. Then the next day, they talked to the leader, Abu Jahl. One, he said, how come we allow this to happen? And then the second person said, yes, that's right. That's not supposed to. You know what happened in the conferences? And that makes a difference when people speak up, even though they are individuals, but it makes a difference. All right. Barakallahu feekum wa jazakum Allah khair wa sallallahu sallam barak ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. If you can help, inshallah, take one of the chairs, one of the tables back, that would be great. Barakallahu feekum.